I realized that just how much I don't really love myself and how much I hated myself. All of that kind of stemmed from like childhood trauma, growing up gay, many things, which I will unpack later. But for this video, I just want to say that if you are alone, you don't have anybody, and you're feeling hopeless, what really helped me was choosing me, choosing to love myself no matter what, choosing to accept every part that is about me, choosing to accept all the flaws, all the great things. I would say I'm a high achiever. Like, I work really hard, and that's kind of stemmed from feeling not good enough. So I keep on going, but I never look back and like feel proud of all of the accomplishments that I made. That's a toxic relationship with myself, and I never really thought about how much hate I have it within me, just accumulating, and that was like my big hurdle that I need to get over. I'm like obsessed with like trying to be someone else or be perfect. Like, in a way it's almost the same, but actually trying to mold myself into somebody that is palatable by the society, that it's successful in others' eyes. I acknowledge that we are human beings. I'm a human. Like, we make mistakes, and that's normal. You gotta make mistakes. You gotta fail to become better. That is just life. When you're born into the world, nobody like walks like on their two legs like right away. You cry and you crawl. You gotta learn how to walk. You gotta fall a lot. You make a ton of mistakes as a kid trying to learn. Like, you achieve a lot too. Like, you overcome so many hurdles, like little ones, until when you grow into like an adulthood. And it's not a weakness to make mistakes. It's totally normal. And be kind to yourself. Yeah, like I can use an example like with my weight loss journey. Like, well, I like fitness journey. I don't have a six-pack or like very muscular body, but of course I would want to get fit, and like I want to look sexy and stuff like that. Of course, like everybody wants that. That kind of led me to hate my body, which wasn't helpful. It's like negative thinking. And now, I like my body. Like, I'm not the fattest person, obviously, and someone who's like bigger than me, then they see my body. It's like, oh wow, like you're a lot thinner than, like you're so much thinner, and like and I'm so much fatter, right? And it's like, they're also feeling really bad about their body. I also feel bad at my body, and I'm sure a lot of people, fitter than me, they're also not happy with their body. And I realized that it's a mentality thing. And of course, like, you could go and like measure like the body's fat percentage, or like the the appearance, like comparing. That's not really healthy. That's not how a human body should be. I'm not saying that everybody should be fat, or I'm saying the opposite, actually, that like we should focus on the health and like being physically healthy, physically fit, like naturally. And I'm like, there's a lot of people who like doing steroids or like plastic surgery to be more beautiful, and I think that's just really sad, and that's just highlight actually something deeper that needs to be corrected. And in a way, it's like that's kind of what I'm feeling too as well. I mean, I'm no like I have work to go through, but like I'm not like I'm not morbidly obese, and I'm just not saying that I'm better, but in my mind I feel like I'm not good enough, and that's not a good mindset, because it's not contributing to anything. Like, you can love your body and work towards your goal and become fitter and healthier, and loving your body at the same time. It's like kind of like you get over that hurdle like 1% every time, and that motivates me way more to like be better and to keep going. Because at the end of the day, like, these kind of achievements, like having like this beautiful like fit, like muscular body, or whatnot, like the body that we all want, it's like a really big achievement, and it takes time to develop. It takes a lot of discipline and dedication. It doesn't help if you're telling how bad you look, or like, you know, that you're not good enough, you're not there yet, you don't see a result and you feel bad, or like you see the numbers on scale staying the same or even going up, that's just making things worse. It's okay that, you know, you've tried, like, I'm not the most athletic person. Like I try to go to the gym as, you know, when I'm physically, like, you know, physically able to, if I'm, you know, if I'm not sick, and I, you know, but I don't want to, I also need to remind myself that I don't need to exert myself, because that just makes things worse. Like resting is really important. And, you know, there's like a ton of tips out there, like fitness guru that, you know, that like have great advice. Let's say you haven't like exercised at all, like in the past year, just like an example, like you did 0, and now you're like, oh my god, like I need to like exercise, I need to like, do it every day, I need to go to the gym, I need to like do diet like every single day. So you go from like 0 to like 100, like that's just unrealistic, and yeah, your chances you're gonna fail. But like give props to yourself that like you jumped over the hurdle, like you know, like you actually started doing something. But take a step back that like, hey, yeah, I had a really bad habit where I don't exercise, where I, you know, I wasn't eating healthy, and just to change that with instantly, it's just unrealistic. If you go from 0 exercises per week, then once a week, it's like a step better, and see how that feels. And I think build like your habit slowly has been something that is helping me too. Obviously, it's good to be ambitious with your goals, but if you just overdo it, chances of you are failing. I mean, of course, like now, you know, I started to talk a video about failing, and it's okay, but that's the beauty of it, is like knowing like the where when you can handle like just a little uncomfy, like when things get uncomfy, like you motivate yourself, okay, I can do maybe once or twice a week, and see how that feels. Like, am I feeling like completely exhausted because of that? Okay, what I need to work on, instead of feeling bad, oh damn, I wanted to get it like 5 times a week, but I only did 2, and now I feel bad about it. And then you don't feel like, oh my god, like now I'm just gonna slip, I'm gonna go back to my old self, and I'm not gonna, you know, gonna progress. Like don't think about it. It's like, it's fine. Like sometimes you need a rest, sometimes you get sick, sometimes you have, you know, you have work, you have responsibilities you need to do. Just, you know, think about that and be kind. Like, hey, you know what, I did my best. I know in my heart I did my best, and that's okay. Take a step back. You know, there's more to life. You know, you gotta spend a little bit of time to like enjoy the moment. And like meditation really helps. For me, definitely meditation, I keep saying it, it's like mindfulness. Just sit with yourself a little bit, just like be kind, and like, you know, say positive things to yourself. And you know, if you know, you can start by listening to podcasts about like positive self-affirmations, or read about stuff like that. And just, it's kind of mantra. It's like there's a ton of good free video on YouTube. Just listen to them, and you know, sit with yourself. And to me, it like works. Like even though like I try my best to like believe in it, and I would, you know, fail the hurdle so many times, and I've been going through like this journey, like feeling like the hate that like, oh, I push myself to do something and I don't achieve it, and I, you know, I damn, like, you know, I wish I'd done better, like, and you know, and it's just a negative cycle that's just demotivating, and actually doesn't achieve the outcome that is intended. Like the whole point of this is the learning experience, is the journey to learn to enjoy learning. Yeah, it's like learning to enjoy learning, learning to learn, learning to progress, learning to be kinder to yourself. Just imagine when you were at school, like nobody, like, you know, unless you're a genius, and like, you know, everybody, you know, they had to study, you had to grind, like to get those grades. And or like with sports, like, you know, you have to train, right, to win. Think about those things when you were doing at school. It all takes a lot of effort, and you have to take effort in anything you want to change in your life, that's for sure. Discipline, effort, the right mindset, that's really important. And be kind. Like you don't want to be like a mean teacher that's like, oh my god, you're not good enough, like, you know. And that was happening in my mind too, like, because I became like to myself like, if it's not perfect, if it's not the way I want it to be, then it's not good enough. Then like, you know, you just have to keep working at it, and you know, and it just feels so bad. Like, you know, it's like, yeah, I mean, it worked. Like, fear is a good motivator, like stress is a good motivator, but it's really unhealthy for your body, really unhealthy for your mind in the long run. And it, you know, it's way better to motivate like positively, like positive reinforcement. You learn to reward yourself, and you know, appropriately. If you jump a hurdle, like if you just do like 1% better, obviously don't reward yourself like 100%, because you know, that's not a good thing either. If you make 1% effort, okay, maybe, you know, maybe like just a little tiny snack for example. But then if you like, hey, you know, you hit all your goals, like let's say the whole month, it's fine to have like a nice day where, you know what, I'm gonna eat really good food, like, you know, the pizza, the burger, and like this donuts, you know, and go all out. You know, I probably some fitness gurus like, oh, that's not great, like you shouldn't, you know, I don't know, but I'm talking about like reward thing. It doesn't have to be food. It can be, you know, things you like, you know, going to the cinema, video games, whatnot, whatever it is that you feel like you relax and you like treat it as like, oh, you know, I'm going to reward myself by doing this, and you congratulate myself for completing that task. For the theme of this video, where it's like self-love and everything, part of this is like, it's been 2 months and in this year, and I am congratulating myself for like, because my goal at the beginning of the year is like, I want to meditate every day. I want to make a lot more effort in like exercising more like regularly. Also, I'm learning French on Duolingo, just keeping that, you know, going. And like a few things like, oh, being kinder to myself, practice mindfulness, talking to friends, talking to my parents, my family, my mother, all of those things. And I've been feeling very, very good about it. Like, I kept my goals, you know, I had slips every now and then, but that's the beauty of it. I feel like, you know what, it's fine. It feels like it's really, you know, one thing I check in with myself, like, did I feel like I'm doing like the best of myself? And I'm like, you know what, I can't today. I cannot. You know, I gotta like not do it. I'm just gonna like sit on the couch, watch some Netflix, play some video games, just to like, you know, relax. And I kind of put that like, that's okay, you know, that's fine. Like, it's not, I'm gonna change myself, like, okay, I'm gonna like meditate every single day and like, you know, do all of this like learning, self-learning, and like become this whole new person, like all in like a start of new year. Like, no way, like, you know, that's just unrealistic. That's not how you create habits, like, at all. I did that 2 months, and I want to congratulate myself that yes, I made some mistakes, and that was great because I learned and I went jump over the hurdles. But like, I also did a lot of great things. Like, you know, I'm doing vlogging and not feeling too like obsessed with how it's perfect gonna be. Like, I just feel things are aligned, and it's hopeful, and I hope I get, you know, I'm gonna keep doing this the best as I can. This is changing my mindset. I will almost say like, I hope I will do this. No, I'll say I will do this as long as I can do it, as long as I remember to keep pushing myself, to keep being kinder to myself, to keep loving myself and others. Most important of all, like, you know, love is infinite. You can love yourself, you can love others more. You know, it's not about loving yourself more than others. Love them like more, like, you know, it's abundance, like, be compassionate. And that's kind of the life I want to lead. Like, I want, you know, I want to share what I've learned, my experience, what, you know, what anything that helped me, hopefully can help you too. And yeah, and that's it for this video. I hope it makes sense.